All right. We're going to do another day of programming, I think. Just make sure this thing's actually working. I see myself. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I have that thing. No, it's actually tweeting automatically for me. I thought I turned that off. I guess I'm tweeting. Another programming day. Just this recap of what I've done so far. I'm making a node.js app that essentially replaces what this Stream Deck thing does. I bought this Stream Deck on Amazon on Black Friday, and it's got 15 buttons on it. They have little LEDs in the back. You can basically program the buttons to do whatever you want. You can put little images in the back, stuff like that. The software that comes with it is fine. It's just very limited in what it can do, and I wanted to see if I can expand it. I found two libraries for Node. One that basically lets you program this thing with like key down and key up events and send images to it and that sort of thing. It's really basic, but it works really well so far, at least on Windows. And then an OBS controlling library that I've been using that works through WebSockets. So it's a WebSocket server thing. So it's this WebSocket server thing here. And then basically it'll just connect to that. All the events that happen on OBS get sent back to the app. Anything that the app decides that it wants to do on OBS, it'll send it. Works really well. I so far have implemented the... Oh, dear Lord. I don't know why it's keeping asking me that now. I'll have to... It's probably a Visual Studio thing. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. So what I've implemented so far is basic scene toggling. Or it just switches the scene just like the actual software on the Stream Deck does. I've also implemented a toggle scene. So what this does is, so for example, when I go to my Be Right Back screen, in the default software, when I have to go back, like when I come back from my break, I have to then remember what scene I was on before. And instead of what I would like it to do is just go back to the scene that I was on before. So I added that. And then I also added a momentary scene, which is basically the scene stays switched for as long as you hold the button in. And then as soon as you let go of the button, it goes back to the previous scene. And I use that I have this goofy zoom scene, basically. So the idea is that it's only for effect. You're only going to show it for 5 seconds. So I just hold that button in, show it for 5 seconds, let go, and it goes right back to where I was at. So I don't have to remember. It doesn't become this multiple button thing. It's just a very simple process of hold it in, switch back, that kind of thing. So that's where I've gotten so far. The next thing that I wanted to do was, and this is where I started on yesterday, was switch back to this camera. So the way this works right now is this way. All right. Cameras are hard. These buttons here are set to basically turn off my face cam or my keyboard cam. So when I'm on this one, like if I hit the bottom left button, it turns my face off. If I hit the bottom right one, it has my keyboard thing in the bottom right. But the problem is that it has to be linked to the scene. So even if I have like another version, like I have this one that's sort of the same thing, but it's large. In fact, it's not set up right, but you get the idea. But it's like the large version. These buttons now don't actually do anything because it's only linked to this one particular scene. So my thought, I'm getting my mice confused here because it's two different computers. My thought is I would like to make it so that these bottom buttons are dependent on what scene is actually being displayed. And that's basically what I had started setting up here. A scene source toggle. And then if it's on this particular scene, then switch this source on and off, basically. And then the same thing, if we're on this scene, switch this one on and off. So it makes them scene dependent. And that's where I'd gotten to so far. And then I got stuck because I didn't understand the OBS API. So actually, I did some reading last night. I kind of cheated a little bit. And I looked up how the OBS API works. So like basically I was going by sources. I was trying to toggle on a source, and a source technically is the right word, but it's not in OBS speak. So OBS has these sources. So this is like there's like a global set of sources. So HDMI is actually a source. But when it's used inside a scene, it actually becomes a scene item. So there's a whole different API for dealing with scene items as opposed to dealing with sources. And that's where I was getting myself confused. So what I need to do is modify the toggle source function that I had written here to essentially turn off that scene item instead. And that should make it work, at least on a basic level. I'm sure there's some other weird issues in there that I'm not totally aware of yet, but we'll get there when we get there. So let me see if I can implement that first, and then we'll kind of go from there. Now, the one thing I need to do is I do have the actual Stream Deck software running, so I need to kill that. Do that. Yes. And then I have a terminal here ready to go to run my one instead. Oh, the other thing. I also put the code I have so far up on GitHub. Here's the URL over up there somewhere. So if anybody's interested in what we have so far, that's that. I'll keep trying to commit to that at least after every stream. All right. So I need to do this toggle source thing, and I'm actually going to, I'm going to make this so that it is more of the OBS nomenclature. So I'm going to change it from toggle source to toggle scene item, just so I don't get confused later on. Source name. So this will be scene item name. Yeah. Okay. And then also scene item, just for consistency's sake, because I will confuse myself. I'm real good like that. And then here is toggle source. We'll make a toggle scene item instead. Oh, and then I have to change it at the top here too. Okay. So now I got to go back to the API here. All right. Reload. Okay, fine, I will. So yeah, there's a whole API for dealing with scene items. Let me find that. Scene items. So get scene items, set scene item priorities, but I think this is not in the version I'm using yet because it says unreleased. So I think I have to use this, even though it says it's deprecated. Well, we're going to have to try it. I think this one is still the one that's in the actual release version. I'm thinking this, since unreleased thing is only in master, it hasn't been released yet. So I'm going to try that first. And if that doesn't work, then I guess we'll try using the other one instead. The thing is that if I want this to be a toggle, I actually have to read what it is currently. So I'm hoping that this get scene item properties works. Maybe. I don't know what else it would be. Request scene items, get scene item property. Yeah, there's nothing else here. I'm gonna have to try it and see if it works. If not, I may have to get the entire scene object over again from OBS first, and then pull the exact properties out just to do the toggle, which I can do. It's just gonna have a slight lag because it's gonna have to do multiple trips back and forth between OBS and my Node app over the WebSocket stuff. So I'd rather avoid doing that if I have to, but it may come to that. So we'll try it. How many times is it going to ask for this? I don't know where it's coming from. I'm just going to minimize it. Okay. So let's start there. Get scene properties. And this may fail immediately, but I'll try it. Right, I'm not on a Mac. It's not alt. It's control. Scene name. The scene name of the scene that the source item belongs defaults to the current scene. Well, that's fine. I'm going to leave that. And then items. So is this one an object? That's weird. Let me see the JS version, see if this has anything in it. No, I may have to look at code. API, let's see. Which scenes? Get scene item properties. It is here. Get scene item. That's what I was using, right? Get scene item properties. It is here. All right, so let's just see if they have a wrapper function for it. Available methods. Oh, it just must work automatically. Okay, let's try it. Get scene item properties. And we have to pass it the name, which we have. First name. And that's going to return a promise, right? So that's like a response object, I guess. And all right, let's see if that actually does anything. So console log response. Okay. I'm on the right scene in here, right? Yeah. Okay. So we do node index.js. Okay, good start. That previous scene is not defined. What did I do? I broke something. $9? What did I do since yesterday? Lib OBS 48. Oh, there it is. I don't know. I have no idea. I probably had my cursor on the wrong spot, and I was typing in another window, and yada, yada, yada. Okay. So I should be able to hit the bottom left button and have it do something. Okay. Unhandled promise rejection cannot create property request type on string face camera scene green screen. Okay. So I'm obviously not using the API correctly. Let's look at this again. Get scene. Scene name, optional. Default to the current scene. The name of the source. So that's right. I'm going to assume it's not optional. I'm going to put it in there and see what happens. So it wants scene object dot name, and then the source name that I'm trying to toggle. Try that. Toggle scene item. Let me just double check this here. Toggle scene item. Item name. So that's right. It's calling toggle scene item. Calling get scene item properties. And it's unhandled promise rejection, but it doesn't say why. All right. Well, let's see what the problem is, I guess. Catch error. Console.error. Maybe it'll tell me what the actual problem is. Oh, come on. Can't console.error isn't set up? I thought it was on Node. Fine. Maybe that's just a browser thing. Oh, that sound effect is driving me insane. That's not helping at all. Cannot create property request type on string full screen HDMI. This thing is not set up right. Great. How do I want to do this? I can get the scene instead. I can get the whole scene and then pull out the one I want. It's a little goofy. But it seems like this get scene properties thing doesn't want to work unless I'm missing something completely obvious. But it's not coming to me what it is, whatever it is. Let me see. Let me just look at this again. OBS WebSocket, new promise, send. And then we just look at the code again. I didn't really look at this JS stuff too carefully. It just says available methods. And then, let's see here. Is there just some kind of like generic, it looks like there's some kind of generic wrapper around each request. Just takes what you send it and kind of shoots it off. Add a new recognized request. Now, when I do other requests in here, oh, you're sending an object. Oh, okay, okay. I know. I see what I'm doing. I'm not using it right. That's fine. So this is actually, you have to send it an object with these keys in it. Yeah, I'm smart. Super smart. Okay. So we want to do what? We want it's called item. And I mean, I have the scene object. I might as well send that also, right? Like, it only makes sense just in case. Let's do that also. And that would be what? Scene obj dot name. Save. Okay. And I want something in that response. That's all I want. Something. Invalid request type. At least it's not an error. What do you call it? At least it's not like a hard error. It's actually the API. Invalid request type. My guess is that this is the thing where this isn't actually implemented on the server on the plugin that I have on the plugged into OPS. But I have the latest version. I double checked yesterday. So I'm getting maybe the JavaScript library has been updated to match. Okay. So what do? I go with what I know. I call get scene. I loop through all of the source objects in the scene. I match the one to the name that I sent, and yeah, and that's it. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right. So we'll do that. All right. So I'll just comment all this garbage out. Start over. OBS.get scene scene obj.name. And then that will return a response object, which I think is another promise. I'm almost positive. But let's just double check that. Console log resp save run. Try not to, you know, I'm gonna turn the sound off on that machine so I don't have to hear it anymore. It's driving me crazy. See if it actually does it. Yes, good. All right, turned it off at the mixer. There's nothing else I really need to hear on this machine anyway, so it's fine. All right. Hit. Let's see what it does. Totally crash. Get scene is not a function. Great. So what is the function? It's got to be. I mean, I can do get current scene, but like, I would rather. I mean, I have the object. I would rather make sure that it's consistent, because what if you're in like studio mode, you have two different things going on at once? It's smarter for me to actually be very explicit with this if I can. So let me just look at the API again real quick here. Back up the scenes. All right, so scenes. Get scene get scene list. What is this? A reset. See, it's weird that they don't have a way to get this stuff. Like, It's just bizarre to me that there's no way to get all this information besides getting the scene. This is so weird. All right. What do we do here? Like I can get the scene list. So this is like this super nested mess where I have to call get scene list. It returns the name of all the scenes, and like it's not an insignificant amount of data. I mean, I have probably 15 scenes or something like that, and then inside each one of those has all of the sources and their current status in there. So it's like, it seems like a lot. Like, I think it sounds like they're ready to release a new version of this plugin because they sort of optimized a lot of stuff and it's not out there yet. All right, I don't have a choice. So I'm going to have to get the scene list and then do some fun filtering to get exactly what I want out of it. Nothing else I can do, right? So test, start it over, hit the button, watch what it sends me back. It's going to be a lot of stuff. It's not going to be a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, it is. It's just that it's not showing it. So it wasn't that long to get though. I guess I'm overthinking it because it's a local connection. Even if it's a mega data and it's not, how long is it going to take? Yeah. All right, forget it. I'm not going to worry about it. I will. So now I just have to. Current scene. Okay. So I'm going to. No, I am going to do first. I'm going to install Lodash, which is a JavaScript library that has a bunch of utility functions in it. I kind of code everything around it. Some of the stuff has been built into ES6. Some of it isn't. I'm so used to using Lodash. I've been using it for years that I think that's probably the safest thing for me to do so that I'm not killing too much time. So let's just install it. Because I'm going to do some finding and stuff. So having the access to that would be a lot better. So let's see. Const underscore equals require Lodash. Cool. All right, so I have a response object. Inside of it is a bunch of scenes. So I want to go. I want to do. What would I do? I do find. Right. So we're going to go const scene or found scene, I guess. Equals find. And then we pass that our array of scenes. So that'd be response.scenes. And then we have to write a function to match against all those. So we do scene equal we do all right, so it would be scene dot name equals scene obj dot name. So if this scene exists, it will be in the found scene thing. So then if found scene, there's a way better way to write this, but I'm being kind of gross here. It's fine. So now I do the same thing. If found source, scene item, I guess. Same thing. Find found scene dot sources, and that's going to pass a source, whatever source, and then source dot name equals source name, which this should be scene item name. I hate that they call it sources here because it's really not. It should be scene item. But it is what it is. That's what was screwing me up yesterday. Okay, so if I get this far, I should have... Oh, dear Lord. I should have a found scene item. Let's see. And in this case, I'd be looking for, what are we looking for? We want one called Face Camera Scene Green Screen. Face Camera Scene Green Screen. Perfect. Exactly what I want. And it's currently on. So now I have that. Now I know that it's on. So I just want to flip it to off. Easy, easy, easy. Okay. So using all this information I have, I'm now going to OBS dot where is it? It's like something render. Set scene item render. And then in that, we add a source name, which we already know. Wow, that is really wide. Scene item name. We want render, which is the boolean. So we're just going to take our found dot render. So found scene item dot render, and we're going to pass it the opposite, which it should already be a boolean. I don't think I have to do anything fancy there. And scene name optional. Name of the scene where the source resides, currently default. I'm going to send it explicitly, like I said, so that I'm not messing myself up. I'm going to take this out. And I think that's all I have to do. And I'm going to make just a note to do when the next version of the OBS WebSocket plugin comes out. Switch this to use the more explicit or the more direct functions for handling scene items. Save. All right. Okay, that should work, I think. Find out. All right, so flip open OBS. So if this works, my face should disappear, yeah? Did not work. Awesome. Why? Let's see if there's any debug messages here. Oh, look at this. Good stuff. Unhandled promise rejection. OBS scene item render is not a function. So it's almost like the JavaScript library and the plugin are out of sync. The JavaScript library updated all their functions for the new stuff, and the actual website or the actual OBS plugin has not updated yet. I guess maybe I have an old version. Maybe I should double check that. I thought I had the right version, but let me just let me see what I installed last time. No, 4.2. No, I definitely have the right one. And it's been like 3 months since that one came out. So, all right. Set scene item render. Right. Let's look at the OBS one again. Or the JS one again and see what's in here. Render. Set scene item render. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Oh, I know. I did it again. This is supposed to be an object. Dummy. This is an object. I keep doing it. I don't know why. I'm slow sometimes. I really am. So this is what? Source, render, and scene name. So source, render, scene name with a dash in it, which is just really bad. You have to put in quotes. Save. Let's see if that helps. Hopefully it helps. No. Scene item render is not a function, even though it's in the code. Right? Set scene item render. Everything else I've done so far has worked. OBS. Set scene item render. Why is it not working? Deprecation warning, unhandled. All right, let's do the unhandled things again. Catch, error, console, log, error, save. No. Unhandled. Wait, why is it saying unhandled? Did I not save it? No, I did. This is a promise, right? It has to be. Unless it's here. Catch, error, console log, error. Maybe it was pushing it down. Yeah. All right. So set scene item render is not a function in OBS.js 52. For this, it says it doesn't exist, but then I don't know how to fix it because I can't call set item properties because it doesn't probably exist in the plugin. Okay. Let's see here. What's the deal with this one? When's the last time this was updated? Does it say what version that it's supposed to work with? Doesn't. Commits? Anything useful in here? Release 1.0. I just was wondering if maybe there was something in here about it updating with all these 4.2.1 or whatever things, but it's not. All right. Wait, there's nothing about scene items in here. Oh. Oh, wait, no, sources. Set scene item position, set scene item transform, set scene item crop, reset scene item, set source render. What is that? Ah. Oh, okay. They changed the name. Set source render. Okay. I wonder if that's what it is. Set source render. Set scene. Oh, so looks like they were just as confused about the nomenclature in OBS as I was, because they changed a lot of their stuff to scene item also. Source render scene name. Source render scene name. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Did my face disappear? It did. Cool. And then this should show my keyboard. It does. And then if I switch to the Polaroid, right? I did set one up for the Polaroid, right? Polaroid does what? It turns on and off my face. Okay. So I'll switch to Polaroid and then hit this and I should disappear. No, not quite. Okay. But that could be because I did something stupid with the naming. face camera scene to colors. Weird. Oh, no, that's right. No, that should work. Okay. Polaroid. I did spell it right? Polaroid. Yeah. Okay. We're close. If I go back to the other scene and do it, it still works? Oh, no, it totally fails. Oh, okay, so there's another weird bug going on where this stops working. So I wonder what I broke. I must be losing some value somewhere or something. So let's see if we can figure this out. This is gonna be tricky to debug. Because it's picking up the button press, but it's not acting like it's not doing the scene source thing anymore. Alright. It's like I wonder if get scene is getting out of sync. Let's do this. Console log. Whatever, I'll just throw a 1 here or something so I know that's the line. And then let's do get scene name. I'm wondering if this is getting out of sorts for some odd reason. Let's see. All right. So how did I do this? I went to the main view, toggled keyboard on and off. That still worked. I went to the Polaroid view, and I toggled on and off, and it's not there. One is yeah, get scene is not working anymore for some reason. Why? Okay. The one thing I want to do is, and it's probably something I should do sooner rather than later, is I should have some kind of so I don't know. It's like in React apps, you can use Redux, which basically it uses the flux paradigm, which is a weird thing. But basically, there's a central place for all of your state, and then every change goes in through that spot, so that way you don't get things out of sync like this. Because I'm like manipulating data in a couple of different places, it almost seems like that would make the most sense to try and implement something like that in this, just so. If events are coming from OBS and they're updating what scene it's supposed to be and all that other stuff, that it's going to the right place. Because it seems like get scene, which should be just returning stuff that's coming in from my scene switching functions, or my scene switching event function, but it's not. It's getting totally out of sync for some reason. And that, I'm not totally sure why that would be happening. It would almost be like my set scene, that current scene, that previous scene. Yeah, it's almost like this on switch scenes thing isn't getting called all the time. And setting. You know what? I'm just going to throw this in here. On switch scenes. Because maybe when I change the inputs, or when I change the scene items, this switch scenes thing is either getting called again with like the wrong data, and I'm just like overwriting it. Let's see what's actually getting sent, because this is the only place that I could see there being an issue is here. And it doesn't work. It doesn't seem to cause a problem on any other place. It's just here, which doesn't make any sense. Because I can still switch scenes fine. Seems to work. But it seems like whatever's in this previous scene values here are getting wiped out. Now let's take a look and see what it's doing here. Okay. So I'm just going to change the scene, Polaroid, and then change it back. So that on switch scene is working. It's sending a scene. It's sending the scene name. I'm taking all this junk and I'm putting it in the scene, and then I keep track of the previous scene also, so my toggles work. Okay, so then I'm going to turn on the keyboard, which is already, this is undefined. Why? This is so weird. Huh. On switch scenes has data in it. This is an object. I'm taking that object and I'm just shoving it into scene. That's all I'm doing. You can see it right here. On switch scenes, here's the object. Putting it in the scene. All right. Here. All right, so I'm going to do this instead. X. Scene. Set scene to. I don't know how to spell scene, obviously. Save. Okay. Toggle keyboard. Toggle keyboard. Switch to Polaroid. Data comes back. Switch it back. Data comes back. Set scene to this whole thing. It's in there. And now it's undefined. What? Okay, I'm thoroughly confused on what I'm doing here. The only thing I can think of is do I have like, maybe I'm stomping on my variable. Maybe that's what it is, because this is why I don't use globals. I'm wondering if I'm stomping on this scene here down below. Yep, that's what it is. This here, maybe. Somewhere in here, it's overwriting the scene object. And then, like, it's going out of scope. I bet that's what it is. Let's, just for giggles, let's do found scene, on switch scenes, that looks right. Parent scene, scene name, scene object. I don't use the word scene again anywhere. Let me try that. I think I'm not positive that's what it is, but it's worth a shot. I probably should use better variable names than scene. But whatever. Okay. Let's see if that does it. Okay. So I'm turning on keyboard, turning off keyboard, switching to Polaroid, switching back, turning on keyboard. Nope, that's not it. No. Scene is getting wiped out. It's got to be some kind of scope issue. I just... This is so weird. I really don't want to implement Redux right now. Especially since I'm not really super clear on how to do it. Like, I've done it with React apps, but never in Node. So, like, I'm going to be flailing around probably for an hour trying to figure that out. Why don't I change scene to current scene? Just to make sure I'm not stomping on anything. Like, I'm trying to... Because... Yeah, I mean, it's right here, like somewhere in between this getting called and then this getting called is wiping it out. Well, either way, current scene's a better name anyway, so it's better off that I use that. Keyboard get scene scene name is undefined. Make sure it's not something stupid where it's the object is getting written, but it doesn't have a name in it because it's current or something. Who knows? I don't know. Be more explicit. Wait. Now it's working? No. It's not yelling at me though. Why isn't it yelling now? Oh, wait. No, it's not. Yeah. One. So it's set. Oh. Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. So, okay, so this is weird. This scene name, when I call scene name in the future. So basically, this is so weird. So when you connect to the WebSocket the first time, I do this whole thing where I get the current scene so that I have access to it so that I know basically what my previous scene is so that I can do my toggle stuff. But what's sent with this get current scene, and then what's sent with this on switch scenes thing, it's basically sending two different data objects. So in the first time it's name, right? Let me see if I have this here. Let me go back to it. I hit the button a lot of times. Shoot. All right, let me start it over. I can recreate it pretty easily here. Okay. So, yeah, so the first time here it's called name, right? But then I switch. I'm going to switch twice. It's called scene name. What? Consistency is awesome. That's really dumb. Okay. So what I need to do now is write a function that checks for both, right? Because I don't know. Because nobody likes me? I don't know. Name or current scene dot scene name. That is gross. That's super gross. But I don't have a choice, so here we go. Get scene name. So where I'm doing all this stuff where I'm checking, I'm going to just do get scene name instead. Get scene name. I'm calling this a lot of times. Const current scene name equals get scene name. Like, I don't need to call this function 8,000 times. It's not necessary. It's called laziness is what it's called. And then this one time we get the scene object. But even then, let me just look at this toggle scene. Do I just get the name again? I'm just using name, right? Get scene list, scene object, name. So yeah, so I'm just gonna do scene name and pass that, so that way I don't have to worry about that difference potentially hitting me here. So we're gonna do that. Okay. And then just make sure that I call this again with this. Okay. Save. Now we should be good. I have a lot of debug messages to remove. Okay. So let me just switch back here. All right. So I'm going to turn the keyboard on and off and have that not work. Cool. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Scene objects not defined. What did I do? And where? OBS 57. Oh, because it was cut off. I'm a genius. Scene name. Save. Close. Open. Keyboard? Okay. So I got my keyboard. Switch over to Polaroid. Accidentally do that. Toggle my face. There we go. Toggle my face. Go back. Toggle my face again. Toggle the keyboard. There we go. We got it. And if I go to like a scene that doesn't have anything, like this, buttons don't do anything. It doesn't even probably register. Let's look at the debug code here. Yes. So the debug code says key down to row 0. Tries to do something. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So it looks for. It's still calling this part because there's a scene. There's a scenes or thing in here. So it's checking to see if that exists. It does. So it spits out it gets the current scene, and then sees if it actually exists in here, which it didn't. So then it doesn't do anything. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I'm just going to get rid of a bunch of debug messages now. Because I don't need them. No more. All right. I'm going to have to do something with all these caught promises. Like, there could be a situation where the OBS connection dies, like if OBS crashed or something like that, and then these things will start failing. So I should probably handle that at some point, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. Yeah, I think that's a working function as far as I'm concerned. I don't love it. I don't like the fact that I'm going to have to rewrite it once the new JavaScript or once the new WebSocket plugin comes out. But well, hopefully, hopefully it's not a rush because they'll be deprecated. It doesn't mean it's not going to work anymore. It just means that it'll probably start warning me, which is fine. I'll update it at some point. Let me just see what console logs I have in here and see what I should get rid of. Log. I don't want this. Don't want this. And wait, I do have a. Oh, it's error, not error. That's why that wasn't working. I want those to be errors. Okay. I think, yeah, that's good. I'm going to call that good for that. I'll have to go back and configure it a little more. There's a couple other scenes in here that I would like to actually turn that moment. These toggles, source toggles on. But I'll go back and actually configure it later. That's not the point of the exercise. The point of the exercise is to make the functions work. So, all right. So on my to-do list, strike scene dependent keys for toggling sources. It works, even though it's not great. Awesome. And then make sure set scene promise is caught. Let me just do that real quick. Set scene promise is caught if there's an error. This one. I'll just copy this. There. Just in case, knock it off the list. All right, we're going to do a quick commit. added scene dependent keys for toggling sources. Git push u origin master. And that's up on GitHub. I should figure out how to actually use Visual Studio Code. Like, how do you move a line up? Like, no. Move line up. Alt. Okay. Alt. There we go. Ability to hold button to change layouts. Or do I want to try playing with the images? I think the problem with the images is going to require a bunch of me reading, which may not be very interesting for streaming. But the other problem is it's hard for me to show that like stuff's changing if I don't have some kind of images. Because like right now, like oh wait, I turned it off. Minimize, turn that on. I'm kind of dependent on actually using this thing now. It doesn't have any button icons. I mean, I just have the default image on here, which is just like whatever the Stream Deck logo is. So like, it's hard to tell that like the layout's changing. So if I want to do this thing, so the next thing on here is the ability to hold buttons. So the idea is that, here, you know what? It's better if I just show it. Let me kill this real quick, and I will turn on the actual Stream Deck software again. All right. So the way it works now is like I have sounds on here, and what you have to do is you hit the sound, and it almost treats it like a folder. Like you hit the sound button, and it goes into a separate folder. Then you can play your sound, right? And then you have to then hit the back button to go back to the main list of scenes, right? So what I would rather do is have it so, like, almost like an alt key, like hold this button in, hit the button I want, and then when I let go, it flips back automatically. So like hitting Alt W or something like that. The problem is I don't have anything in here about layouts at all. There's just one main layout. So I need to almost have like a named list of layouts, I guess was where I would start, and basically say, you know, one of the buttons would be here. The type would be toggle layout name, and then I put the other name in there. But I then have to treat all of these layouts as like an object. Like instead of having this object called main layout, I actually have to have const layouts equals, and then have an object that basically calls one main, calls one sounds, calls one whatever, and then I can reference that in the button whatever layout name. But then this makes this logic slightly more complicated. Not terribly, but I need to keep track of the current scene, right? I need to keep track of the current scene, and then make sure that I need to keep track of the current scene. I need to keep track of the scene that's being asked for. Make sure that I'm looking at the right object when I'm doing things like button lookups and stuff like that. It's not a huge deal to do, but I need to do it. The one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to create another button type in here real quick. We're going to call it debug, and it's going to print a message. And I'm going to say, I'm a button. No. I'm a button press, and I'm debugged. Whatever, it doesn't matter. That way I can tell that something's getting hit. Oh, I'm a button. Let's do this instead. I'm a button on the main layout. That way I can tell when I'm hitting this button that it'll actually, go to the right place. So now let me just write a quick handler for that. Case debug console.log key found dot message. I guess I better just check to make sure it's actually set. If key found dot message, spit it out. Double check that that works. Let me kill the software here again. Yes, I want to quit. No, I don't want that. Yes, I want this. And start it back up. All right. And make sure my debug works. Yeah, I'm a button on the main layout. Okay, cool. So that way I have a handler, because when I do this layout switch thing, I want to be able to tell that I'm on a different layout, right? And that's the only way I'm going to be able to tell. So I want to be able to hold down my sounds button or whatever and hit that button and not have it display a different message that says I'm on the sounds layout or whatever. So the first thing I need to do is swap this out for some kind of object called const layouts. No, excuse me. And then that will be an object instead. We will have one called main. And then basically everything that's in here will go here instead. And that's going to be super ugly, so I'm going to hit reformat. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, didn't change anything. Cool. And then I need to keep track of the current layout. So current layout equals main. Actually, no. Let's just do this instead. Let current layout equal layouts dot zero dot. Oh, shoot, it's an object. Forget it. Main. We're cheating, folks. Because you can't count on order in objects in JavaScript, so forget it. And maybe I would do something where I would have, I don't even know. This would have to become an object, and then I would have to have a key that says what if it's the words are hard, the default one, and then actually, yeah, whatever. I'm not doing all that. I'm just gonna force it for now. That'll be main. Okay. And then my button on the bottom is going to be called, what I do for the other one? Momentary scene. So we're going to call it momentary layout. And the layout name will be sounds. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Right. And we're going to have a layout called sounds. And I'm just going to throw something in the top row just for the moment to have, so I'm not confusing myself, basically. And I'm going to get rid of all the buttons except for the upper left one. I'm going to call that debug. And I'm going to say I'm a button on the sounds layout. So in theory, I hit the bottom right button. It will switch layouts momentarily. And then I can, while I'm holding that in, hit the upper left button, and it should display this message. Right? That's kind of where I'm going with it. All right, so we care about our key down, right? So We also need to keep track of the previous layout, right? Yeah. We need to keep track of that so that I can toggle back. Same situation as the scene stuff, so. All right, case. Momentary layout. Break. And all this is going to do. Oh no. If key found. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change this stuff. But I'll get back to that. If key found dot layout name. Right? Yeah. And layouts dot layout name, so that it actually exists. Make sure it does. Then we want to previous previous layout equal to current layout. We want current layout equal to layout name. And that's all we want to do. And then I want to take this whole thing, and then on key up, if key found layout name and if it exists, that's not what I want though. What do I want to do here? So I want to hit, I just want to go, I almost need to like check and make sure that this layout name is equal to the current layout. Do I care? Or do I just want to go back to previous? I think I just want to go back to previous. So we're just going to do that for now. I think. Like it's some kind of, it's like sanity checking if I actually check it. Like, cause, so I know right now. So if I hit the key down and then the key comes back up, I could basically do a sanity check that says, if current layout equals what is in layout name, right? Just to make sure that I'm here for a good reason and not because of some kind of weird error. And then I totally screw myself up and change all the layouts back and all that other stuff. So, you know what? I am going to do that. If key found dot layout name and key found dot layout name equals current layout, then basically do a bunch of stuff. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do current layout equals previous layout, right? And then what? Previous layout equals layout name, right? Because it was toggled on for a second, but that's what it was. Layout name. Okay. So that should be that should be switching my layouts correctly. I can test this very easily by just doing console log current layout and seeing what happens when I hold that button in. Okay, let's try it. So I'm going to hold in the bottom right button, and it should, while I'm holding it in, it should say current layout is sounds. And then when I let go, it should go back to saying current layout is mean. And then it can crash and do whatever I want. Oh, right. I didn't change the actual lookups. So right now I was hard coding it to main layout. This is going to end up being a function. It's going to have to, but let's just get it working. Layouts. Current layout row, right? Give me an object, then give me the row, then give me, yeah, that's what I want. So let's just repeat that everywhere that I see main layout. There's going to have to be some sanity checking in there. I probably take this function, or take this and roll it into its own function. Eventually, the layout management and everything would have to go into its own file because this is going to get messy. But for the moment, it's fine. Okay, bottom right. No, layout name is undefined. Layouts. What line? 99. What did I do? Oh, I see. And then I do the same thing down here. No, I actually did it correctly down there. Go figure. Okay, try it again. All right, now I'm just feeling stupid. Current layout. Layout name is not defined. Why do I keep doing this? It's keyfound.layout name. There we go. Current layout sounds. Nothing. Current layout, nothing. Now it's totally out of sync. Cool, cool. So what did I do? Let's see. Previous layout equals current layout. Current layout equals key found. All right, so to make this a little better, we're going to do also the previous layout. So I can see what I'm doing, because I think I'm probably not writing something correctly. All right, let's see here. All right. Sounds. Okay, so that's right. Sounds is correct. Previous layout's main. Let go. The up isn't even registering, which makes me think that this bit here isn't working. Let's throw a debug message here too. Console log key found dot layout name, and it's checking to see that layout name no, it should be right. And maybe the sanity check isn't working like I thought it would. I might have to just take it out. Let's see. Boop. No, it's not even catching the up. It's not even getting to this. What did I mess up? If key found and key found type momentary layout. Oh. Oh. This causes a problem. Huh. This causes a big problem. All right. Let me see if I can explain this. Okay. So, all right. I hit the key down, right? I hit the key down. It's changing the previous layout. It's changing the current layout, right? And this is all being looked at by the current layout. If, when we get back to the up, it's still looking at the current layout. But this current layout isn't the same anymore. It's now sounds. So, this button here doesn't actually exist because we're looking at this layout now. We're wondering what happens when you hit the up, when the up event happens here. But, yeah. Huh. So what I'm going to do, yeah, all right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to store that as a temporary variable. So momentary button, no, current momentary button equals null, right? I'm going to now store that when we push down, right? So I'm going to stick my key found in there. I'm going to make sure that I null it again when we're done, right? So null. Make sure it always gets called no matter what the ifs are. I don't care. I want it to be nulled, right? No. Yes, that's fine. All right. And then in this bit, now this function's getting really gross. So my key found, I basically want to override oh boy. I almost need to store the value. I almost need to store actually what the position is also in that momentary thing, right? Because I need to now check. Because if I'm gonna push it, right? It's gonna send a key down. I'm gonna push another button. That's gonna send a key down. I'm gonna then release that button. That's gonna send a key up. So it's not going to automatically be this momentary button. I need to actually check that the button that was pulled back up is the right button, even though it's stored in this sort of temporary variable. So I need to store it like, yeah, all right. I have to store the position of it also. Like this. Key X row, no, call Y row, like that. And then when I look up for key find, right, the first thing I'm going to do is look to see if that position exists in the current momentary button. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do this or this. All right. If key found is, all right, so I'm going to do current momentary button and current.momentary button.x equals call and current etc. I'm just going to copy paste that. Current.momentary y equals row, or then I go to the actual layouts and look it up there instead. That feels right. That feels right. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's try it. And then make sure that it gets nulled again at the end. Now there's... Yeah. I think that'll work. I'm setting it to null right away. Like, I almost feel like I should be just setting the No, this is it. That's what I want. All right, I'm going to just do it with that. Yeah. Okay. So I hold it down. Sounds, main. I let go. Nothing. Why? All right, let's see what I found. Wait. Wait, that's not going to work. No, it's totally not going to work. It's because it's going to become true. If this passes, it's just going to return true. So if key found equals true, which it's then not going to have a type because it's a boolean. Yuck. I'm going to cheat big time right here. Pretend I didn't do that. All right. No. Something about this isn't working right, and I'm not totally sure what it is. Console log key found. I might have to just wrap this out into a function. Get a little smarter with the logic, but let's just see if I can tell right off the top of my head something quickly as to why it's not working. Key found, empty. That doesn't help me at all. Oh, because I printed out. Might be time for a break soon. We've hit the point where we're making stupid mistakes. Trying it again. Key found. Key. Oh, okay. That's actually not that bad. Let's do that. That's actually not that bad. And now it's not nearly as gross with the code. I still going to probably pull up that key finding stuff into a function because it's getting a little unwieldy, but I just want to see this work. There we go. Current layout main. Current layout sounds. Current layout main. Beautiful. Okay, so this should work where if I hold this in and hit the top button, I should get I'm a button on the sounds layer, right? I'm a button on the sounds layout. So why didn't I actually print it? Oh, nah, I know why. Because it says scene name and not message. Get rid of... Where is that? Debug message with the key found. I want that out. Okay. One more try. Okay. Making sure I'm still on the right thing. All right, so I'm holding sounds, letting go, main, sounds, top. I'm a button on the sounds layout. Let go, hit the other button. I'm a button on the main layout. I'm a button on the main layout. Yeah, we got it. All right, so it is changing layouts. That's what I wanted. That means that now I can assign second layer buttons to, I don't know, that's going to be the sounds eventually, but I don't have sound playing code in yet, so that will be the next step. This is good so far. This is real good. I'm happy with this. I'm going to just remove this console log junk. Like so. Hit save. And yeah. That's pretty good. I think that's good. Let me just take a look at it one more time while it's running, just to make sure that code's not gross. Oh, you know what I didn't try is pushing down a button that might not be on this layout, just for giggles. So I'm holding down the button, and I'm hitting the button that would normally be my Polaroid. Not doing anything. Let go. Polaroid. Perfect. Yeah. That works exquisitely. That's my big word of the day. Still have a little bit of debug stuff, but it's nothing major. Sounds. Oh, it's printing out the current layout. Where? Oh, here. Okay. So my sanity check did work. I didn't necessarily need it, but it worked. That's cool. Cool. All right. So I think that may be a stopping point, because for me to either do the sound playing stuff or the image stuff, I'm going to have to do some reading, which would probably be uninteresting for streaming, since it's just going to be digging through GitHub for a while. Trying to decide if I should, like, you know what? I don't have anywhere I have to be. I think, like, I was going to play something tonight, because it is Saturday night. But I don't know. I'm kind of in the mode here too, so I'm wondering if I should just keep going. I feel like the images would be the more important thing, but I honestly don't have a clue how I'm going to do it. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 5-minute break. I'm going to make myself some tea. And then I'm going to come back, and I may try to... I'm going to at least take a look and see if I can figure out the images. And if it's worthwhile, I'll do it. If it's not, then maybe I'll play some Miku or something. Why not? I have at least an hour and a half before I have to call it, so... yeah. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to make some tea, probably 5 minutes or so. And then come back and... let's see. Well, actually, no, I'm going to commit this stuff first to Git. Let's do that. And then I will go make my tea. Git status. Add -u, git commit m. Ability to switch layouts while holding a key. And I probably will want to be able to do that without holding a key, like the Stream Deck software works now. But, you know, I don't need to do that right away. Because that'll actually be fairly easy to do. I just basically take the same code and just don't put it on key up. Instead, I do it on key down. Or I don't put it on key down and key up. I just do it on both. And then just do like a toggle thing. It's not terribly difficult. Git push. Boom. All right. And let's double check GitHub, Ted Cope. What's it called? Deckish. There we go. What did I do? Should be here. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to know how to type. Whatever. Yeah, so there's the last commit. All right, cool. So the code's there. Yeah, I'm going to take a quick break. I wish I had hold music, but I don't. So just hang tight. I'll be back. I'm muting my mic. I'm back. I may or not. Oh, wow. What's going on? Oh, forgot to put my headphones back in. Wonder why I can't hear myself. All right. I may or may not have made some chili. I'll try not to eat it on stream. I know that's kind of gross. I made some tea. All right. So, I guess the next thing to do is to try and figure out how to do images. I'm going to do just a quick glance. Like, if I can't find something without doing a whole bunch of research, then I'm probably just going to bail on it. And then I can do some stuff. I'm going to be out like all day tomorrow. I may have some downtime to do some reading to see if I can find something. And then maybe we can implement it over the course of the week. I don't plan on working on this project unless I'm on stream. So besides like doing some research or setting up stuff, you shouldn't expect to see any like weird commits or anything outside of that. So yeah. All right, let's see if we can find something quick. And then if not, we'll just we'll bail. Let's see here. I guess I'll use my... I guess I should turn the stream deck back on. Actually change stuff here. Browser source? Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, that's getting cut off at the top. That looks really weird. There we go. Not that it matters. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm gonna close some tabs. I was gonna make a joke earlier. I guess I could close that. Close that. This is what I was looking. No, I was looking for something else there. No. All right. At least I can see what my tabs look like now. All right, so let's see here. Generate. I think it takes. I gotta look at the library again. I don't know if it takes GIFs or pings or whatever. Like, does it matter? Fill image from file. Fill image from file. Okay. Asynchronously reads the image from file path and sets the key to that image. Automatically scales the image to 72 by 72. Strips out the alpha channel if necessary. It's using pings. Okay. So it probably doesn't make a difference because it's probably just converting it to like a BMP or some kind of bit stream anyway, so it probably won't matter what I give it. All right, so I like pings anyway, so let's do that. Generate ping with node.js. Node ping. The thing is, though, is I want to be able to, generating the ping is easy. The problem is, I want it to have text on it, right? And that's where it gets a little more complicated because you got to render fonts on top of it. So I'm not totally sure how that's going to work. But let's just see. Let's see. Maybe there's something in here already. This is not easy to read. I'm going to go full screen here. Minimize this. Maximize that. There we go. All right. So this is literally setting bits? Really? I doubt there's anything about text on here. Parse pack. Yeah, this is just doing very basic stuff. And it also hasn't been updated in 4 years. Generate ping with Node.js. Generate ping with text Node.js. I can make 72 by 72 pings all day long. That's not a problem. It's the getting the text on there because I would like it to be dynamic. One of the attribute or one of the properties in my object here, I would like it to say, you know, full screen or something, HDMI, something as the text, and then the base image would be called whatever, something.ping, and then it would automatically overlay that text on top of it. And then furthermore, I want to make it so that if that scene is selected, it changes the background from black or whatever the default is to like a red. So that way, if I'm looking down at the Stream Deck, I can tell what scene it is right away. And then I think what has to happen is we're going to have to loop through this entire structure. That's where it's going to start getting complicated. Loop through this entire structure, and then based on types, generate our pings, basically, with the text. And then if there's multiple copies, like one with the black background, one with the red background, whatever. Like, I don't want to be generating that stuff every time a button's pressed. That seems silly. Or every time like a scene, like the template's changed or whatever, layout's changed. I want to kind of generate them once and then have them in the can. Like, just maybe attach them as objects right to this object in memory. You know, off ping, on ping, and just then it can just grab it from there and just spit it right out to the key as fast as it can. I don't know. But anyway, so let's see if I can find something. Text to ping. I don't know if I'm going to find anything that's usable. Without really doing some research. Text to ping. Because then this is probably not... Yeah, this is just doing the text. It's not overlaying on top of something else, so that's not going to work. The solution that would involve Phantom.js. So like running a browser, basically, and using the canvas. Which... Yeah, that won't work in Node. All right. This is a mess. Yeah, this one might not be good to do on stream at all. It sounds like it's going to be complicated. It's kind of a shame. Adds basic drawing to ping.js module. Draws line, draw text. Oh, wait. Takes a blue ping. Draws pixels on it, draws lines on it, draws text on it. Nothing about fonts or anything, though. I wonder what it looks like. Must first generate a font module for an image presenting all the supported... Oh, so it's like a bitmap font. I wonder what it looks like. I mean, I don't need it to be crazy nice looking, but I do need to have something. No examples of what it looks like? That's great. Hasn't been updated in over 2 years. That's not a good sign. No issues, no pull requests, no stars. Ugh. No, it does work. I mean, it is a font. I mean, it's... I might be able to work with that. Blue out. Add rectangles, add text. Yeah, it's not beautiful, but I might be able to work with that. Maybe. I don't know. What's the API look like? If anything, it's just a start, and if I have to change it later, I will. Fonts. Default JS, so what is this? What is that? That's a font? Oh, so it is like, it's a bitmap font. Every character's in here and what pixels are, I guess, turned on. That is seriously gross. I'm going to have to just go with whatever the font is because I'm never going to change it. Yeah, so I can't read what that actually... What does that look like? Probably can't zoom this, can I? Not enough to matter. Oh, yeah. That is a thing. Yeah. Whatever. Hey, you know what? I can try it. Oops. I can try it. At least gives me something. Can you start with like a blank 72 by 72? You have to start with a... Or do you have to start with something? Create. Which is fine. I can make like two pings. I can make a black one and then like a red one. And then just right on top of those. And just I could start with text and then eventually put icons on it, but I don't, you know, one step at a time. Draws the pixel with transparent green. Like the thought was that I would be able to start with like a black image of like an icon. So like on my Stream Deck now. Let me see if this actually shows right. Yeah, on my Stream Deck now, I have, this is so hard to do, but I have like a skull and crossbones for my death counter thing. Like I would like to start with something like that and then overlay, like change the background from black to like a different color. If it's selected. So I'd have to be able to generate, like I'd have to be able to like transparently change that background without changing the actual pixels that are in the front. So it could get fairly complicated. I may have to learn more about how ping libraries work before I can totally commit to it. But like what I would like to do is start with a blank slate, fill it with colors or no colors in the case of the off one. Like just make it, or fill it with black, I guess, whatever. Overlay the image on top of it with the transparency, which would get rid of all this, you know, which would still keep the black or whatever, or the red or whatever, and then draw the text on top of that, and spit it out to the Stream Deck. But it doesn't look like this quite does that. This seems very bitmappy. There's no real, I'll keep looking. I'll keep that one in the back of my head, but I don't think that's the one. I don't think that's what I want. How to generate image. Nobody wants to watch me eat. I'm turning myself off for a second. How to generate image according to text. Can I generate an image that has a sign as pic? You can try the canvas implementation. Oh, so you can actually use the JavaScript canvas directly in Node. Oh, that might work. That might actually do it. How hard would this be to run in Linux or on Windows? Instructions aren't working. That can't be a good sign. Let me see how hard this is. Excuse me. I mean, Canvas would definitely be the way to go as far as how to like easily implement something and be able to use like code that's out there and libraries that are out there, because so many people are using that for generating graphs and all that other stuff that would actually be fairly easy. I just assumed it wasn't an option because Node doesn't have all that stuff built into it by default. I still don't totally know how to use it, but like, so yeah, so like this is almost doing what I want, where it's like it's loading an image, it's spitting it out and drawing some text on it and all that. That's kind of what I want. But it also looks like this is fairly involved to install on Windows, which is fine for me because I don't mind doing it. But then if anybody else ever wanted to use this, how hard is that going to be for them? All the dependencies can be installed with Chocolatey. That's a lot of stuff. You'll need the Cairo library, which is bundled with GTK. I don't know. I may actually try setting this up. I might do it off stream because it'll probably be a lot of futzing around with environment variables and watching downloads and stuff. But this might be the way to go because I definitely want to get into the image generation stuff next because honestly, the Stream Deck isn't useful unless I have some images on there. I feel like it's the most important thing. Like, I would like the sound stuff to work too, but that's not the end of the world right now because I don't even use them that much when I stream anyway. So, but images you have to have. Yeah. How often is this updated? Like 5 days ago. That's a good sign. 200 alpha. Is that where all the docs are for? Documentation for 200 alpha. And what? It's automatic, right? So, yeah, it's a big company anyway. So, it's probably going to be maintained for a while. I wonder if that's what they're using it for, is to generate like images on the fly for like backend code. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try setting this up. Maybe in the morning tomorrow, and then like I won't actually work on the deck app. I'll maybe just write something on the side and try it. And if it works, then I will I'll try doing the implementation on stream. Yeah. That sounds good. All right. So then I guess that makes a good place to call it. I may come back on in a little bit and do some might stream some Miku. Yeah, I have some time, so maybe I'll do that. But I think I may be coded out for the day. Because I do this all day long at work, and then I'm doing it on a Saturday night, because I don't know why. I'm broken inside. Yeah, I think I'm broken inside. That's probably it. Yeah. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it. I'm going to eat my chili. I'm going to see where things are at with the rest of the family. And then maybe I will be back and play some Miku. Or some other rhythm game. Maybe Rocksmith. I could be terrible at bass for a while. I don't know. I had Monster Hunter 2. I mean, the Monster Hunter beta is out. I did download it. I haven't opened it up yet. I've never played a Monster Hunter before, so I'm not sure if I should. Or if I want to wait for that to come out for real or not. I'm definitely interested, but I don't have anybody to play it with, so I don't know how good that game is single player. I don't know enough about it because I've never really played it. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to call it. I will probably be back in a little bit. Thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.